Good morning,
Morning, America.
my bestie boo.
How's it going?
It's going good.
Look at us both in black today.
I know. I wanted to just say I have been obsessed with Paris Hilton my entire life.
Love it.
And I know that you work with her, so I just wanted to rep her today.
Hashtag ads.
Yes. Hi,
Love
Paris.
it.
Love you. You're hot.
Thanks for repping them. I don't even have merch.
You don't? That's iconic.
Iconic. That's hot.
But so I know today's episode has actually been like in our DMs a lot with a lot of questions about it. I kind of had wanted to put it off because it's like a sensitive topic to me, but I think it's really important. So I am excited to talk about it. But we're going to kick this episode off talking about body image.
Woo.
I think this topic for me as a woman is such a complicated one. I know when we filmed our controversies episode, I talked about how I really don't think about other women's bodies at all.
I'm like, I don't.
And the reason that the reason I don't is because I'm so hyper fixated on mine. So I guess we can kind of like kick it off. I think like for me, I really never thought about my body until like it's just like I think it's like really cyclical with females and talking about their body, and like as a kid you learn those like really bad lessons or those good lessons. So like in my family, like my Nana is super tiny and like a little mini woman, super skinny. So she always hyper fixated on my mom about her body. So then, like, I guess I kind of wanted to kick this off, and I don't know if, like, anybody listening or watching remembers the time in their life where, like, they were like, oh, whoa, like, you should think about your body. But I remember, like, I was, like, probably 10 years old, and I was, like, in my mom's kitchen. And at the time, like, Abercrombie was, like, the fucking hottest shit. And I remember we went to Santa Anita Mall, and I was trying on jeans, and I didn't fit in, like, the double zeros because I was too skinny. And I was just like, oh, my gosh, like, I just want to be a double zero so I can wear Abercrombie jeans. And I remember I was all pouty because, like, I really wanted the jeans. And my mom was like, when you get older, you can get these jeans. And then we were in the kitchen hanging out, and my Nana walked in, and she's like, you have thunder thighs.
Whoa.
And I remember, like, being like, what the heck is thunder thighs? And then telling my mom. And then, like, running upstairs to my room and, like, looking at my body in, like, a way where I was like, oh, you, like, judge your body. And then my Nana would be like, yeah, you want men to, like, think you're attractive. So you have to, like, look this way and act this way. And I'd never thought before about how you need to look hot for a man. I always thought I want to look, like, hot. Or, like, I want to feel pretty.
I don't remember ever, like, the moment I became aware of looking good. But one thing I will say is just in being Brazilian, obviously Brazil, and I guess I don't want to generalize, but it is quite a superficial culture. You know, everyone's hot, everyone works out, everyone's at the beach. And my family also doesn't help that my granddad, my mum's dad, is a plastic surgeon, although now retired. So it's like he's expecting sculpted bodies. I remember there hasn't been a time in my life when my family hasn't commented on each other's weight. So like if someone in the family gains weight, everyone's like, oh, they've gained weight. And not only that, they'll say it to that person, like, you've gained weight. It goes the other way though. Like I remember when I lost weight at one point in my life, they were like, oh, you look really skinny, you look really good. And only now, near my 30s, I've had conversations with my mum and my family of like, I don't want to comment on anyone's bodies, whether they look good, whether they've gained weight. Like, I just don't think we should be doing that.
That's how I feel too.
Also, if someone has gained weight, they fucking know. Like, they know they're fat.
I'm like, thank you. Thank
like,
you,
every time I've gained weight, they're like, you've gained weight. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I don't need you to point it out. I know I'm fat right now.
It's so true, though. It's just like, why?
I will say I've always had an unhealthy sort of like not the healthiest circumstance surrounding weight, but I will say that I'm very proud that even in being in like not so ideal chats around weight, I've never been deeply affected by it. Like, I don't know what it is about me, but it's like clearly I've not cared about it enough that I didn't develop an eating disorder. Like, I clearly, if I really felt the weight of it. No pun intended.
Feeling the weight of it is crazy.
Clearly, if I felt the weight of it, I'd be at the gym every day, and I don't. So it's like, I actually don't think that any trauma I've had, whether it's related to weight or not, has like manifested itself in like unhealthy ways. And what my mum has always said to me is like, look, if we ever talk about you and your weight, it's not because we want you to look a certain way, it's because we want you to be healthy. Personally, I think that's bullshit, and I think like she's just saying that because it doesn't sound as bad as her being like, we want you to look good. I think it is a superficial thing, and I think it's because she knows that people who are slimmer have an easier time in life, and she never wants me to struggle, whether that's me not feeling good, not looking good. Like, she just wants the best for me. But I think that it hasn't always been the healthiest way, like that, we talk about weight, and I don't think telling people they're fat when they've gained weight is also healthy. But I think my overall is, it's never... Like, I've had a very healthy relationship with my body where I've always been sort of chubby. I've always been a bit overweight, but I've never, like, been super, super sad about it. The only thing that saddens me sometimes is because my weight does fluctuate a lot, knowing I fit into really cute jeans and then now I don't fit into them. Like, yesterday I was trying some jeans that I no longer fit into, and I'm like, oh, that's annoying. Yeah. But I'm not, like, crying. And I know some girls do. Like, I know some girls will go and cry if they don't fit into their jeans, and I'm like,
well, I feel like you're just like, okay, well then if I lose the weight, then I'll fit into
them. I've kept all the clothes. I've kept so many clothes from times where I've been bigger and now it's too big for me. I've kept clothes from when I've been tiny and now it's too small for me, and I just keep things, and I know that my weight is always going to be cyclical. I think that when I've been skinny, and that was when I was 22, like, I think I was skinny from like 21 to about 23, 24. And it was a mixture of, I was working out every day, and also I had crippling anxiety and I couldn't eat. And actually, I will say, when people are like, even when I've been skinny, I didn't look good, I was like, I'm hot. Like, I appreciate this. I'm like, I was taking selfies. Yeah. Like, I really appreciate, like, I knew that I looked good. And I remember thinking to myself, like, I always want to look this way. Mm-hmm. And alas, that didn't happen. Yeah. But so that leads me to think I really don't have like a weight issue, mm-hmm. because even the times where I have been skinny, I've been like, oh yeah, this looks good. Like, this is what I want. And I don't feel like I'm big, and like, this is great. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think I've just had like quite a healthy relationship to my body.
I'm like the opposite, where I agree, like, the times that I've been the skinniest have been when I'm the most unhappy and the most anxious. Mm-hmm. So like, when I have had like my really bad crippling anxiety, that's when I'm like the tiniest, because like I physically can't eat, and then I'm working
and we
out.
Look so good,
and it just sucks because I'm like, fuck, I looked so good. And like, one of our like mutual friends, we always joke, because she'll be like, yeah, but you got really hot when you were super depressed. Yeah. And like, when I had the hardest time of my life, I was like the skinniest and the hottest. Mm. And the thing though is like, I was the opposite, because like I kept getting skinnier, and then the skinnier that I got, I would like then pick other things apart. So it's like, I have double D boobs. When I got super skinny, they were like a B. Mm. So then I was like looking into getting a boob job. So then I was like, oh, well, I'll just get a boob job. Yeah. And then I lost my butt. So then I was like, oh, like, what can I do to make my butt bigger? And then I was like, should I get Botox? Should I get a peel? Like, then I didn't have something to fixate on. So then I started like picking other pieces of like my body apart, which I know is really unhealthy, but I also think it's like very relatable. But like, I look back and it's just like, I don't know a lot of women that like, even when you are like the skinniest or the hottest, that you're just like, okay, enough is enough. Like, I do feel like it can be like, you still want to like keep fixating. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if it's just like, as you get older, you get more comfortable, because I would say now I am grateful that I don't have crippling anxiety anymore. Course. But I feel like pretty comfortable in my body. Yeah. Like, I obviously like am always going to nitpick, because that's just me as a person. Mm-hmm. But I think I've just kind of put myself in a situation, like a mindset where I'm like, it's just not that interesting, and I'm always going to ebb and flow.
Yeah. And to your point about like being depressed and being skinny, it's like always a trade-off. It's like, yes, when I had anxiety and I was skinny, I thought I looked hot, but it wasn't like I must stay this way and must stay depressed. Like,
Yeah.
I'm obviously happier being like a little bigger and not having anxiety.
And being able to like enjoy, like, I feel like when I was super skinny, I just like had so many restrictions that like I couldn't do a lot of things socially, or like I had to go to sleep early.
For me, it wasn't a mental thing that I was restricting myself. I just couldn't eat because like I didn't feel hungry because like I had knots in my stomach from feeling anxious. I wanted to eat. I'm like, I'd fucking love if I could eat right now, but I just couldn't, like physically couldn't. So for me, it's never been a mental thing. Like, eating has never been a disorder for me. Like, I've never, you know, had those issues. I do think there is a part of me that, you know, I use food as a reward, or like, because I'm like, it's food, like, it's so good. I've always
just
had
licked my lips.
Yeah, you're like, it's a reward. Like, once we're done here, we can go get food. Like, isn't that amazing? I've always had a sweet tooth. I think if I could change one thing, it's not even about my body. It's just like, I always feel hungry. Like,
No,
I always have a sweet tooth.
I have the biggest sweet tooth. Like, my mom told me when she was pregnant, she'd eat ice cream, and I'm like, you did this to me. But I just have a crazy sweet tooth. But I'm also a foodie. Like, I love trying different foods and trying different restaurants. And like, I just think that's so fun.
It is. And so, as you all know, or actually maybe they don't know, I maybe mentioned it in passing, but I did go on Ozempic. And the reason I went on Ozempic was purely because I had been going to an endocrinologist, and this was the heaviest I had ever been, which was just after COVID. And this is after I moved to Hawaii. And I was drinking fucking Mai Tais every single day. Like, the sugary cocktails in Hawaii every day, because it was COVID. No one was really working properly. So the only thing there was to do was have fun. Best year ever. But got real fat.
The Mai Tais in Hawaii is
every
like,
day.
Aloha!
From Monkey Pods every day.
Oh.
And I got quite big, and it's the biggest I've ever been. And I knew I had to lose weight, and I was actually trying and like working out, and like the weight just wasn't coming off. And this was at the same time that Ozempic became a thing. And I went to an endocrinologist to see what my options were. And when she did all the tests, sure enough, like, everything was high. Cholesterol, triglycerides, like, my BMI was overweight. Like, I was technically obese. And so there was no question that I could get Ozempic. Like, my insurance covered it. And I did it. And it was amazing. Like, because what happened was I then lost all the weight, going back to my normal weight, and even more. So then I was like skinny. And it just means that I've now not gone back to ever being that big again, because now I've gained weight, as you know, but I haven't gone back to being as big as I was after the Mai Tai yet. So Ozempic was great, and I would literally, like, I don't understand the hate around it. Like, it's I would recommend it to anyone that wants to lose weight, and they've shown that there is so many benefits to it, like longevity. It has shown to be effective in other issues like dementia. Like, do the research, because like I have seen the good sides. But I will say the bad side was that I did get side effects, and after about being like on it for like 4 or 5 months, I did get like really bad tummy issues. And I think, you know, it can happen, they say it happens, and I decided to stop. And sure enough, I gained weight again, but it wasn't that, like, I think I lost like 20 pounds and I gained like 5, which for me is like, great, we're winning, you know? But to your point, when I lost the weight on Ozempic, I lost my butt and my boobs. And you know, I think I just needed to do more weight training and have like retain my muscle. And because I lost all of my muscle, my wife was like, you look awful. Like, I miss your butt. I miss your boobs. Like, I don't want you to be on this. Like, you don't look like yourself. You look gauntly. Like, you look really bad. And I'm like, oh, okay. So maybe like my frame is also not of someone that should be skinny. Like, I think I just look better a little bit more full. But there's also a world in which I could just do everything perfectly and also be skinny and have muscle. But I'm just clearly not that disciplined.
Well, I think it's like finding what feels good for you and like drowning out all of the chat, because especially living in LA, it's like a lot of like the women that we see in LA are so tiny, and then I feel like whenever I go outside of LA, I'm like, oh, this is like what normal people look
I grew
like.
up in Brazil though. Like, Brazil is the country where all my friends were getting boob jobs at 16. In fact, my granddad wanted to give me was it a breast, like I you know, just chisel my body at like really young. So
crazy.
Yeah, like I grew up with that.
Yeah.
Where it's not like people are skinny, it's like they have perfect bodies, whether that's fake boobs, big butts. And I do remember, even though I've just said how I've always had a healthy relationship with my body, there was one time, I think I must have been in like teenage years, like 14, 15. And I was seeing my hot friends from Brazil at like 15, and I was like, why don't I look like that, to my mum? And I remember being really upset, and I remember her saying, well, they might look at your life and see that you're traveling Europe and that you live in Europe and that you're traveling the world and be like, why don't I have that? So there's always going to be something about your life that you're going to be like, you know, why can't I have what these people have? And I think only once did it hit me that it was like, my body's just different.
I think too, for me, it's like really based off of like what's going on in my life where I decide to like hyperfixate or not. So like when we were prepping for this episode, I thought about this story, and it's going to sound really dark, but then I promise it gets better. But so when I was super, super skinny and I was with my ex, and the reason I was so skinny was because I was so anxious all the time because he was so horrible. I didn't realize like how controlling he was about me looking a certain way until this moment. But it was like towards the end of our relationship, and we had like gone on this trip, and I was super tiny, like the skinniest I've ever been, where like people were texting me being like, are you okay? And like I couldn't even post photos at that time. So like first you go through the phase where like you got really hot and you post the photos. Then I got a little too skinny where like people are kind of like, you look like a little off. Yeah. So then
I remember you being really skinny at one point.
And
but
like,
I was like, you look hot.
No, I know. Everyone kept being like, you look so hot, and I was like, but I'm so miserable.
You're like, I'm so sad.
I'm so sad.
And I'm like, but you look great, bitch.
And like, I just remember I was like, okay, we went to breakfast, and I wore this like really tight like workout set because I was like, I want to show you like how skinny I am. And we're like at this diner, and he's like talking, and the woman's like, oh, do you want a hot chocolate? Like kind of being like cute. And I was like, oh my God, no, like I can have a hot chocolate. And then he's like, but you love hot chocolate and like you love sweets. And I was like, oh no, just like not right now. It's like too much sugar. And then he looked at the waitress, and he was like, she'll take a hot chocolate with extra whip. And so she like brings it down, and I'm like not drinking it. And he's like, why don't you want to drink it? And I was just like, I really don't want it. And I like was literally getting tears in my eyes. And he's like, you know, Devin, you're never going to be skinny. And I was like,
oh no.
And then I just remember I was like,
even when you're skinny.
Yeah, at my skinniest, where I was like, at that time, like I was eating like a banana a day, and then I go to bed and be like, you should have eaten half a banana. Like it was just so bad.
That's insane.
And like I remember when he was like, you're never going to actually be skinny. He's like, you're not going to be like those other girls who are skinny. And then I remember I like went to the bathroom and like I'm bawling, crying in a diner, and I was like, you know what? I like having curves. I like having hips. I like having boobs. I like that I have cheeks. Like, I don't know. Like, I actually just kind of like myself. And, like, I think I'll just choose to be with somebody who likes me as I am. And, like, I'll fluctuate. And, like, I think that'll just be my life. And I think it was such a light bulb to me. And I think it's just getting older. And, like, I parlay that story to a question that, like, one of our followers wrote. And, like, when she wrote it, it really like stuck with me. So she had written, like, I loved your story about the Peloton. I would love to hear an episode about your thoughts on health, body image, aging. My question is, do we get hotter as we get older? And when I saw her write that, I was like, I personally think yes. Because the old, younger Devin was like so hyper fixated on making my body a certain way for the person that I was with, thinking that would keep them. Where like me now older and just like in my early 30s, I'm just kind of like, this is me.
Yeah.
And like, it is what it is. And like, if you don't like that I have ass that like looks fucking hot, then like all good. Like, keep it moving.
I've got 2 comments regarding your story. The first comment is, anyone that you're with that makes you feel bad about your weight is an instant dump. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. I've been so lucky that everyone I've been with loves curves. Like, to the point where when I lost weight, my wife was like, this is, I did not sign up for
like,
this. She's like, this is not what I signed up for. Like, I do not want a skinny bitch. Like, I miss your boobs. I miss your butt. I miss your belly. Like, So I've always been made to feel so comfortable about my body with people I've been with, that I feel so comfortable naked. Like, I'm naked all the time. Like, in fact, with them, I feel better naked than with clothes on, because clothes can make you look a little frumpy sometimes.
I love being naked too.
No, naked is like the best, and I've always felt really comfortable, to the point where I actually wish they would encourage me to get skinnier, because I'm like, you're not supporting me, like, we're just eating all the time. But I think that's what you want. I don't I've never had that experience of being made to feel bad about my weight, and I think I'd just be like, what the fuck. To that point, though, I've always loved people, not the people, like, the relationships I've been with, because they've always been like normal weight, but I have fallen in love with, like, really big people, which just shows you're like trying not to laugh. I was like, what? I have fallen in love with, like, really big people, so, like, it just shows that I'm not shallow, and two, like, that I don't really see someone's, like, outer appearance. Like, I just see, obviously, like, appearance does capture your heart, but, like, personality keeps it. So it just shows that I also, like, to me, that's not a deal breaker. Like, I'm not gonna not be with someone because they're bigger. And even when, you know, I'm thinking of someone specific, that person got, like, they had kids, and then they got, like, they were always big, and then they had kids, and they got, like, really obese. Even seeing pictures of them then, I was like, oh my god, like, I love them so much. Like, but I think that, so when you love someone, like, that is just not acceptable. And then your point about aging is that I've always liked older people. So obviously, like, my rule book is that I obviously think people who are older are hotter. I have never fancied someone my age. I don't look at people our age and I think they're hot. I think wrinkles are fucking amazing and hot, and I just like an older body. Even when I was younger, like, I was 16 with, like, 30-year-olds. I am Sarah Paulson, like, I am Sarah Paulson. Like, I will be a 50-year-old with a 90-year-old. Like, actually, no, my wife's only going to be, like, 70.
I was like 50 and 90.
No, she's going to be 70. So I do think we get prettier as we age. I will say, when it comes to me, though, I obviously miss the 20-year-old body. Like, I was hot then. So I just miss the body. But then I'm like, I had a different life. Like, I wasn't working, I was studying, so I had the time to go to the gym every day and lift weights every day. And, you know, your priorities change, and obviously exercise should still be a priority, but sometimes it doesn't happen. A lot of the times it doesn't happen.
My advice to her is, like, I think just being present in the body that you're in now, and, like, being grateful, because I think, like, when I look back at pictures of me in college, I remember, like, oh, I was, like, going to, like, date Dash, and I thought, oh, I wish I was skinnier. And then I look at the pictures, I'm like, I was so hot. Isn't
that so crazy? Looking back at pictures and being like, oh, why didn't I take more pictures?
Why didn't I post more pictures? And just, like, be, like, so happy, and you're healthy. And, like, you are, like, living this life. So I just think, like, as you get older, you'll always look back and be like, I wish I appreciated that more. So I just really try to be present, and I'm like, in this present body, this is how I feel. I'm so grateful. Like, I work out every day, but, like, I do it because I like feeling strong. Like, when I was super skinny, I remember, like, I get invited to, like, go on a hike or something, and, like, I'd have to lie because I just knew I could not.
That was like me on Ozempic. Like, I knew so I couldn't get up. Like, I was actually in bed for most of the day working from bed because I was so weak. But that's when it was near when I was tapering off, because I was like, I don't think I can do this anymore. I couldn't work out either, and that was the problem why I lost muscle, was that I couldn't work out on Ozempic. To your point about looking back and feeling like you were so hot, I always think about how if I ever feel bad about whether it's my body or my circumstance, even when you just have a bad day, what I tell myself to get over that bad day is, I pretend I'm 90, and if someone says, if you could go back to, like, May 2025, and put yourself on that day, would you feel bad then? Like, would you let anything affect you?
I think that's really good advice. Like, it's so, I love that you said that, just because it's, like, really puts everything in perspective. Because I even think sometimes, like, if I wake up and I'm a little bit of a grump, it's like I'm on my period, I'm bloated, like, I'm just, like, annoyed, maybe like I drank too much wine and had like sugar. And then I'm like, wait, how fucking awesome. I got to go out with my friends, had a beautiful glass of wine, ate a fucking bomb ass dessert, got my period. Like that's something to be like appreciative of, you know, like always like flipping the switch.
Yeah, that's the thing. I actually like, I don't really often do feel bad about my body. I mean, I do complain to my wife. I'm like, oh, I'm bigger now. Like I was skinnier a month ago, but it's never like this crippling thing where like it affects my life. Like it doesn't debilitate me. It's just like a passing thought.
One thing too, like with summer coming up, like I don't know if anyone's listening has ever felt like this, but sometimes I'll feel like, oh, like I really want to go to the beach with friends, but then I'm just like, is my body ready like for this bathing suit? And it's like I just think so much about it. And then whenever I go, I'm like, literally nobody cares.
But even if they did, even if they looked at your body and go, oh, like, and then thought something mean about your body, who cares? Like,
no, I know.
Even
like,
if people are thinking about your body, who cares? Like, let them think that. Like, let them.
I saw Chelsea Handler in an interview recently talk about how when she was younger, like if she was kind of feeling bloated or like not great, she'd not go to things. So she'd be like, well, I got invited to this and I decided not to go because like I just wasn't feeling great. And she was like, please don't do that. And I know there's been times in my life where like I haven't felt amazing, and so like I'll not go, or I'll like go later, or like just skip something because I'm just like, oh, it's not worth it. And those are the only things that I regret, because I'm just like, that's actually so disappointing. Like I get disappointed in myself.
I don't think I've ever done that. Obviously, if there's a situation where like, oh my god, like I have a very close friend who is the hottest girl on earth. I'll tell you who it is afterwards.
Like,
you'll know who it is.
Yeah.
And
I think I know who you're gonna say.
Yeah. And she basically was like, oh, I can't go to I don't want to go to this pool thing and like get into my swimsuit around our friends. And I was like, I actually got really, really annoyed because one, it's our friends that we've known our whole life. So like, that's weird. Two, what annoys me about the weight thing, here's what annoys me, is hot people complaining about their weight. Emily Ratajkowski, when she wrote that book.
I know, but I think it goes back to us saying like, even at like how I said, even at my hottest, I still was like, I'm fat.
I get that, Devon, and I agree, because I think at some point we're all delulu. But I think at 30 years old, you have to have the self-awareness, because this is the thing, you then have to have an objective self-awareness. It's not your feelings. You have to have the smarts to be like, okay, these are my feelings. I'm gonna keep it to myself, because like objectively I'm hot, and this is what I tell myself. I'm like, I could feel fat all day every day, but what I do is I get out of my brain and go, objectively, Yasmin, there are people that are bigger than you, there are people that might look at you and be like, that girl's completely like normal bodied, like there's not an inch of chub on her, even though that's what I'm thinking. And you have to objectively, like, I wouldn't sit next to a person who's bigger than me and be like, I feel so fat today. I would never do that. And maybe I have, and maybe that was a mistake. And if I have done that to anyone, like, I'm sorry. But that's how I felt in that moment. It's like, clearly she knows I'm bigger than her. So if she's saying like, oh, I'm not hot, like
yeah, it makes you feel like shit.
100%. So I'm like, hot people need to stop. Unless there was someone hotter, then you can come back.
No, I know. It's actually, I felt like that a lot too, where like somebody skinnier than me with like a better body is just like, I'm just like feeling so bloated. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like, girl, like, come on.
What must you think of me then?
No, I know. And then it like makes you like get in your head a little bit. So I do agree with you. It's like, be objective. Like, I think it's fair everyone is allowed to feel how they feel, and like I know I've also messed up and done that, but I do think it's like, as you get older, like the self-awareness,
you need to check yourself.
I had like gone to a lunch with some of my mom's friends who were all skinny, and like they're all like, oh, like let's be naughty and have a piece of bread, and I'm just like,
bitch, that's what I eat all day. I love carbs so
like,
much.
One piece of bread, I think I get really mad when we like vilify all these foods. It's just like, having a piece of bread to me is just like, why is that naughty? Like, eat the bread. Like, I get really passionate about it because I'm just like, why are we saying these things are naughty?
Well,
like,
and also, like, it's proven the people with the best bodies actually do eat a lot. They eat like 2,000 calories a day, but it's just that they know what to eat. They're biohacking, they're working out, like, they know. So food isn't the villain here. Yeah. It's our metabolisms, it's American food.
Yeah.
And all the poison that is in it.
Correct.
is not knowing how to be disciplined and working out every day. It's just not having that food education. Like, there's so many things conspiring against people.
Yeah.
And none of that is the actual food itself.
Yeah. My advice is just like, I feel better when I move my body. So like every day, if I don't move my body, I get really grouchy.
Yeah.
So like, even like with my schedule with my job and like being in an office, it's really hard sometimes. But I know that if I wake up an hour earlier and I go to a workout class or I just walk for 40 minutes, I'm a chipper cherry.
That's like me. Like, I'm not very disciplined with working out every day, but I do move my body every day. Even if it's just like a half an hour walk. I do move my body. And the days that I don't feel great about it. And I've been trying to stretch a lot more, and I'm trying to like just improve my mobility. So yeah, I think it's just about feeling healthy. But I think some people are always going to be riddled with weight trauma, and I think they'll always have people who have histories of eating disorders. And again, I can't speak to that because I've never had one. And I think the important thing is like, as you get older, you kind of have to, as I just mentioned, like, know the difference between reality and your feelings, and be like, okay, how I feel is not true. It's either a sickness or it's just like what people are telling me. But you have to get outside of that and like kind of have this objective reality and know, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I do.
So yeah, can't wait to eat after this.
No, I know. I was just thinking, I was like, I can't wait for like a delicious something.
I have a question for you.
Tell me.
It's a bit silly, but on the topic of weight and bodies, if you could change anything about yourself, what would it be?
That's so fucked up.
Why is it fucked up?
No,
we do
just
things to
'cause I
ourselves
feel like
all the time.
I
We put makeup on.
No, I know.
We're changing ourselves.
If I could change anything, I mean, I just wish like I had like thinner legs.
Yeah.
You know, but I also like
But you have
am really fit. So I'm like grateful that like I have muscle, but like I do wish I had like skinnier legs.
Now, what's your favorite feature about yourself? Like what I'm doing
I am
here.
obsessed with my boobs and my butt.
I love that.
I'm
like your boobs
very
and your
proud
butt too. I'm proud of that for you too.
You have a great butt too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Remember sometimes when Yaz will like be in a bathing suit, I'll like be taking all her pics because I'm just like, you're so hot.
When I was younger, people, I would post a lot because here's the thing: when I was younger, and there was a period where I was super slim and I'd post pictures on Instagram. But whenever I've gotten a bit bigger, what I'll do is like, I'd still be really proud of my butt. So I would post these pictures in bikinis just like with my butt showing. Yeah. And it got to a point where there was like a lot of butt pictures on my page. Like it was a topic of conversation for everyone. Like, what butt pictures Yasmin gonna post today? And people started calling it my belfies, like butt selfies. They're like belfie of the week.
Wait, I'm obsessed with that.
And then I got older and wiser, and I was like, I don't want butt pictures all over my Instagram. But you know, I might post a belfie. Yes,
please do.
If there's enough people ask for it, I'll post a belfie.
I was dying because like, my boyfriend, I like hadn't sent him like a nude or anything yet, and I was like, oh, I should probably like send him a nude or like something kind of like cutesy. So when we were traveling back, I was like at the airport we were at the airport together, and he's like ordering food, so I was like, oh, it'd be kind of fun to like airdrop him a photo while he's ordering. And I was like, oh, the easiest way to go to my nudes is to go to my text with Yaz. And
Devon always, I'm the approval system. Like Devon has to send the nude, and then for me to be like, it's fine, or like let's edit it, like let's edit the coloring, or like the mirror's weird and dirty.
Yeah, or like your arm looks weird.
Your arm looks fucked. Like
weird facials.
Yeah, we didn't talk about nudes this episode. My advice about nudes is you can recycle them.
Always.
I'm like sending nudes when I was 21.
Always recycle the nudes. Just screenshot them, so then if they save it, it like shows the new date.
Also, remember how like a while back you were sending someone a nude and you were like, oh, I don't think I can recycle this one because like they know I don't live there anymore. So it'd just be so weird. Like if I'm sending them from like an old house, and I'm like, Devon, do you think men are thinking about the wardrobe color and whether that's an old house or not? Like they don't care.
What about how I was like, my nail color's different and I'm seeing him tonight, and you were like, Devon.
I was like, don't worry, he won't remember. He won't care nor remember.
The nail
it's
color.
Fine. Love nudes.
Okay, so my question for you, I think just going back to Ozempic, just because it's like a hot topic and like it's all on the news, and I feel like it's becoming so common where like so many women of all ages are on Ozempic and everyone's getting skinny. do you think that there's going to be a new fad now?
And once everyone gets skinny, like, what are we going to complain about? I think people are always going to have insecurities. And so, of course, like, weight is one. But I don't know. I think the weight thing is still always going to be prevalent. Because there's always going to be people also that don't take Ozempic because they have some sort of moral fucking vendetta against it, which, again, I don't really understand. I do not understand the moral, like, vendetta against a drug that can make you healthier. And I think some people have been taking it just to get skinny and maybe they're, like, healthy already. But then again, that's their problem. Like, if you don't need it to lose weight and you take it to lose weight when you're already quite skinny, I'm sorry, I can't help you. That's your problem. And everyone should have agency over their own medical and health decisions. But that's just silly, isn't it?
Yeah.
But some people need it. Some people should take it, and they need it because they need to get healthier. Like, when I took it, my cholesterol, triglycerides, like, all my things were off. And then I took it, lost 20 pounds, and, like, I'm good, you know?
I think that if someone feels really strongly anti-Ozempic, I'd love for you to, like, DM us because I really want to know more.
There is a subset of people that feel strongly about Ozempic because they are fit or skinny through their own means. Like, they worked out every day and it worked out for them. So it's kind of this weird, like, hate against people that had the easy way out. So
there's a influencer that I love, and I'm kind of I'm friendly with her, so I don't want to call her out, but she took Ozempic and got a lot of hate, and she was skinny, and everyone was like, dude, you're fucking skinny, like, what the fuck? And she was just like, it quieted the chatter in my brain about obsessing with food that I dealt with since I was a little girl.
Yeah.
And so now I just don't obsess about food all the time.
But also, it's like, it's someone's choice.
Yeah,
this is
and
what
I
mean.
just was like,
whether or not they take Ozempic, whether they're skinny or they're bigger,
do what's good for you.
I think having Ozempic trumps the negative sides of like the bad things about it. So I think, like, I just don't get the moral vendetta that people have against it. And it's changing society a lot. Like, businesses are changing, the economy is changing, like, it's going to be a big change now that people have access to these drugs and they're getting cheaper and more forms of them are coming. But we're always going to find things to be insecure about, always. And there's always going to be weight insecurities with or without Ozempic.
Okay. I think,
love yourselves, everyone.
I encourage everyone, take a butt selfie.
Take a
Send
selfie.
it to us if you want.
Send it to us on the DMs. Take a selfie. Love yourselves. And that's a wrap.
Bye.
Bye.